Hi Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your June 16th to the 30th, 2020 reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. Now let's dive into this reading and see what this time frame has to offer you. I'm going to be starting with your Spirit Guide animal cards. These are your totem animals for this time. If you see these animals in the wild, or you see an image of these animals, this is your angels and your spirit guides tapping you on the shoulder, Scorpio, saying, remember this message. Scorpio, June 16th to the 30th, 2020, Scorpio. June 16th to the 30th, 2020, Scorpio. June 16th to the 30th, 2020, Scorpio. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Oh, goodness. So we have the crow spirit, co-create with spirit, which is beautiful. And we have the bobcat spirit, life is a mystery. Co-create with spirit because life is a mystery. And spirit sees so much more and understands so much more of the beauty of life than we could ever. And then we have your chakra cards. Scorpio, June 16th to the 30th, 2020. Scorpio, June 16th to the 30th, 2020. Scorpio, June 16th to the 30th, 2020. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me. Ooh, goodness. Okay, so relationships just wants to be heard. Your Sacral Chakra is coming out strong. Show me clearly. Okay, I just keep on focusing on their lips. The relationships, the words of relationships is going to be so important to you during this time. Okay, and determination. Okay, the solar plexus chakra, follow your gut. And at times it does feel as if you're always fighting an uphill battle. You're always swimming against the currents. And for this, it's almost as if you feel like the emotions of the world are going one way and your emotions are going the other way. And it's like, why? Why is there this discord? Why is there this disconnect? And there's something here about relationships being astoundingly important. Okay, so let's see what the tarot has to say. Scorpio, June 16th to the 30th, 2020. Scorpio, June 16th to the 30th, 2020. Scorpio, June 16th to the 30th, 2020. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. All right. So we have the Seven of Cups, crowned by the Hanged Man. That makes perfect sense. The Knight of Wands, a fire sign energy, and Aries, a Leo, a Sagittarius. The Seven of Pentacles, repeat of the number 7 is quite important here. The Eight of Wands. The Ten of Swords, I like that. The Strength card, strong Leo presence within this reading, a time frame of July 23rd to August 22nd. The Two of Wands. The Two of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles. I like that. I really do. You're going to have to learn during this time how to take this gift, because this gift is permeating every single aspect of what you're choosing, what you're doing during this time, but you're not really going to know it because I don't have you taking it quite yet. We'll see at the end what your subconscious card is, so you might be taking it most definitely, but right now I don't see that. So here there is a sense with the repeat of the number 7 is that this is a time of greater mysteries being developed, being seen, being understood. And as these greater mysteries are being developed and understood, truth is of the utmost importance to you. So this is saying that during this time, you'll be called out on any lies that you say, and you'll call people out on lies that they'll say to you. So just keep things on the up and up. Not that you don't, Scorpio, and you can't abide liars anyway. So that's going to be super important during this time. The repeat of the number 8, very hardworking number. Can be taking things just a little bit too seriously. It's also a lucky number. So there's luck that's on your side. There's also, 8 on its side is infinity. So you have that power of infinity moving you forward. The repeat of the number 2 connection with spirit is going to be very important. A connection with the people around you, the relationships that you're having, your creativity is going to be absolutely powerful. Again, you have another 8, so that's 3 8s. So that's a spirit message. And then you have a repeat of the number 12, which is a divine message. And this is really telling you to look at the beauty within yourself and do not be afraid to see things differently than other people see things. So you have the crow spirit and you have the bobcat spirit. And what's really interesting is I just picked these up and it's like, okay, cats hunt birds. So you're going to have that sense of the mysteries hunting the spirit. So you're going to be looking at things and thinking, am I doing the right thing? Am I moving forward the right way? And the mysteries can tend to overwhelm what spirit is saying and what you desire, because you're really looking, with the repeat of the number 7, you're really looking for answers at this time. But there's beauty, all right, that's coming in that can be easily overlooked. And that's something where you're going to have to step back and say, the mysteries that I can't control. I cannot control what I do not know, and I can't control spirit. I just can't. So here, with the crow, if you see in his feathers, you have this beautiful indigo and, sapphire and a deep, rich violet coming forward in the colors there. So I don't know if you can see that, but just like that. And so there's going to be something that seems absolutely plain and mundane to you or to other people. But that's it. It's to other people, but you're going to see an astounding beauty in it that's really going to take your breath away. And here with the bobcat spirit, you know that life is a mystery, and you're okay with it. You want the answers most definitely, especially since this is linked to the repeat of 8. But you don't always have the answers, and that's okay. And that can also be empowering, to sit there and say, I'm in this ride, and I'm in this ride to gain an understanding of what I desire, of what I want, of where I need to be. And as you do so, you're looking at your sacral chakra. Now, I'm really seeing with the sacral chakra that you are very drawn towards answers during this time. And it's like your sacral chakra, your creative energy, is seeking out answers. So the sacral chakra is where a lot of negativity from this life and past lives are held. It is also where sexual energy is held, and sexual energy also equals creative energy. So there's something here about a freeing of that, and I just keep focusing on their lips. The lips are going to be so important to you. The words that are said, the truth that is had, the messages that are conveyed in kisses. You're going to find that it is astoundingly important to free and open up that creative energy. And that can be by doing a simple chakra cleanse. You can find them on YouTube. That can be just, focusing on your sacral chakra and seeing it shining a bright, brilliant orange, and letting yourself just breathe into it. Breathe into that energy, breathe into yourself. Because as you move forward and as you're breaking up the doubts, the fears that have held you back, that have been inherited within your DNA, that have been inherited through past lives, you are going to find that you are determined. You are determined to move forward to where you need to be, to where you want to be, body, mind, and spirit. And you are determined to embrace your truth, your power, and your understanding. And it does seem at times that you're swimming upstream, that you're going against the current of the world, and you're going against the current of what other people think is right. And you're saying, no, but this is my path. This is my truth. This is my power. You can laugh if you want to. That's fine. But this is where I stand, and this is who I am. Creatively, personally, and proudly. At the heart of everything is the 7 of Cups. So this is imagination, right? The 7 of Cups warns against being lost in daydreams. And it's so easy to be lost in daydreams. Oh, I wish this could happen. Oh, I want this to happen. Oh, I really desire this or that. And not to really focus on the truth of where you are, or to go after it. It's saying, oh, well, it's a wish. And maybe one day, if I wish hard enough, things will just fall into alignment and the synchronicity will come and everything will be okay. It'll be those serendipitous moments. Yeah, sometimes that happens. But you will see it happening a heck of a lot more once you start manifesting, once you start going after what you desire, what you want, what you need, what you long for. And as you do this, you're focusing. You're focusing on what your heart truly wants, because as emotional beings, we are beings of our hearts. And yes, that can be astoundingly messy. Yeah. But it's not saying that we are just emotional beings, only acting out of reaction all the time. It is saying here that we focus our hearts and we align our hearts with our minds. And we say, okay, why do I feel this way? How is this impacting my mood? Where is it that I want to be? How is it that I want to move forward? What is it that I desire creating, manifesting, having within my life, within my soul, within myself? And then working your tuchus off in order to get there. It's like, this is what I want. This is who I am. And you're balancing a lot. It's not going to be easy. And you see, you even have another 8 sneaking in there in this infinity sign. You're balancing what? The spiritual world and the practical world? Yeah. And for a water sign energy, as you are Scorpio, it's astoundingly hard sometimes to come to terms with your creative self and the practicality of the world around you. It can almost seem to be out of sorts with you. And it can be that you think, okay, I have to sacrifice one for another. And it's like, no, I don't. No, this is a time where you learn that there can be that beautiful relationship between the two of them, between the practical world and the spiritual world, between your heart and between... Spirit is saying the comfort of living. And you are finding that balance. You're looking at it and you're being very truthful to yourself. And there can be 2 dreams that you're juggling. And you're thinking, I can't have both. And there's something in you that's saying, I can't have both. There is no possible way that you can be a, fill in the blanks. But there is. And there's also looking at things in a new way. It's being flexible with your infinity. Okay? And it's saying, okay, well, maybe I have a certain dream. And I just keep on thinking, I just finished reading the book, The Power of Ted. And it was recommended to me by a friend. And she's like, you'll really enjoy this. And I'm always skeptical when I start reading a book because I'm like, okay, let me see. But there's a story in there where the main character is talking to this woman. And she says to him, you can be anything that you dream. And he looks at her and he says, okay, listen, I'm older. I'm like 5'8". I want to be a 7-foot tall professional basketball player. And there's no way that's going to happen. And she laughs at him and says, true, that's a good one. She said, but what if you started coaching basketball and you started helping out the kids in your neighborhood and you started teaching them, and you relayed your passion to them. And let's say 15 years from now, you're sitting in the stands with one of those kids that you have coached who is 7 feet tall and a professional basketball player. A bit of you, a bit of your passion, a bit of your desire lives in that child, lives in that person who grew up to have the dream that you had because of you. And that's what you're seeing yourself balance here. It's like, okay, I might have a dream and I might know there's no way. That's not going to happen, at least not the way that I'm envisioning it. Let Spirit co-create with Spirit and let Spirit take over and know that the mysteries of life will lead you on a road to a success you never anticipated. Be open, be honest with yourself, and sit there and love the fact, okay? Because there's a love for the fact here, Scorpio. And one of the things that I love about Scorpios is that you don't see things the same way that everybody else sees things. So people are like, oh, Scorpios can be a bit weird. You hear that time and time again with astrology, and you read that time and time again. And I sit there and I'm like, they're not weird. They're not messing around. They're not going to sit there and placate you and take the nonsense and, be like everybody else expects. So really, the Hangman plays such a big part. And it's so funny because Hangman is number 12, right, in the tarot, in the major arcana. And then the Death card, which represents you in the major arcana, is number 13. So it's like by seeing things differently, you level the playing field and you embrace yourself. So do not apologize. You're also drawn to the mystical. You're drawn to the spiritual. The way he has his legs is a very spiritual symbol. I forget exactly why, so I can't explain that. But here is a sense of being driven towards those greater mysteries, towards that greater power, seeing things differently than everybody else, having a different point of view, and it not being wrong. You're going to think that it's wrong. You're going to think, oh man, how is this going to help me move forward? Because you're sitting here, you're standing, you're holding the whole world in your hands. And you're like, how do I obtain it? There are also going to be times where you are the master of your universe. You are the creator, the power, the beauty. You're like the master craftsman, right? I always think of Da Vinci. Da Vinci went, and Leonardo da Vinci, he went and he learned and he had to study at the feet of somebody else first. He had to mix the paints. He had to do all the grunt work before he could become the genius that he was. And here, it's like, you have to learn that too. And you learn it how? From the world. You learn it from the world. And the world teaches us in such humbling, powerful ways that at times it can break us. It can make us fall to our knees and say, dude, I just can't. I just can't do this anymore. It can make us sit there and feel so broken and overwhelmed and think, all I need is a win. And the one thing I can never have is a win. Why? Why? This is also a twin flame card. Now, the twin flames are an astoundingly interesting concept. So twin flames can be people who mirror our pain. And that's why we're so drawn to them. They could be our wound mates. I heard a woman say that. And I believe her name is Spirit. And she said, we have our wound mates. And I thought, oh my gosh. We have people who we feel comfortable with because they perpetuate the same drama, the same trauma that we're used to. And so as you hold the world in your hands, decide, do I want a wound mate? Or do I want a person who sees me for me, who loves me, flaws and all, and who moves me forward, who propels me? And sometimes that's just good old-fashioned love. And the twin flame could be that person who mirrors our soul, who builds us up. But there are two ways a twin flame can go. Be very mindful of that. Just like there are two ways a soulmate can go. That's somebody we've known in a past life that comes forward. And that person could be better or worse for us. That person could be somebody we had a relationship in a past life where it was not good. That person could have been your jailer. And you're like, wow, I know that person really well. There's like instant recognition because there's something in you cellularly that's saying, oh, no, go. Oh, no, go. Especially if you start seeing yourself swayed by the power of them, changing yourself little by little. You see things differently now. This is a whole new point of view. Open up your world. Open up your world and embrace it in love and in majesty of self. Very strong connection to a fire sign energy as you're moving forward, especially a Leo. This can also be an Aries and a Sagittarius, though. So do take in mind in that. But this could be a person who is very sure of themselves. All right, I am right and I am winning. And that's it. So be mindful of this person. This is a person who you may very well have very differing point of views with during this time. And as you're looking at things, you're going to find yourself swayed by their confidence, by their surety. Whatever type of fire sign it is, you are going to find yourself swayed by them. Know that you are going to have a different point of view. Your point of view is not wrong, and you have to remember that. It's going to be very important because things are moving quickly, and you're moving towards this gift from God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, of prosperity, of abundance, of gifts held in your hands. And you're like, wow, I want this. And you're moving towards it. You can feel it. It's like, it's time for a win. It's time for a win. And divinity is saying, here's your win. Now, it might not be winning this huge tournament or winning this huge game the way that you think you're going to. It can be something small and very satisfying where you sit there and you're like, wow, that's gorgeous. That's beautiful. This is a seed because the pentacles, not only prosperity, but think of them as the seeds you plant into the ground and how they grow. They can grow into beautiful, strong trees, or they can grow into weeds that are pulled. What are you planting your garden with? What is it? We all have seeds of doubt. Yeah, there is a saying, we all have seeds of doubt, but we do not have to plant them. And that's powerful. We all have seeds of doubt, but we do not have to plant them. What do you want? What do you desire? What do you want your garden to be? Look at yourself because, you've been through the hardships, the disappointments, the pains, the anger, the upset. You have the 10 of Swords right here. This is the darkness before the dawn. This is year after year, lesson after lesson of hurt, disappointment, overwhelmed, thinking, can I, should I, will I? And it's like, oh man, how do I move forward? Where do I want to be in life? Because, if you just wanted this guy dead on the ground, come on, 2 swords, 3 swords, 1 sword, would have done it. You didn't need 10. And that's expensive right here. That's a wealth. And what are the swords? The swords are knowledge. It's a wealth of knowledge that has laid you flat on the ground. Because it's like, man, it's been hard. It's been hard. And this is years of it. This could be 10 days, 10 weeks, 10 months, 10 years. I see it as years. I see it as each year something has gotten you really good. Something you would define the pain of that year by. And it doesn't mean that it's not a beautiful year, but some years, oh man, you're brought to your knees. And a 10 of Swords shows a completion of a cycle. It shows a death of the self. It's kind of very closely linked in my mind to the death card in the Major Arcana, which is, of course, your card. And this is a dying away of the old self, a rebirth of the new. This is a change of mind, an impact of wisdom. This is knowledge becoming your wisdom, becoming your power. And it moves you to the Seven of Pentacles, prosperity, success, but nurturing it, giving yourself time, nurturing your prosperity, nurturing the success that you have, nurturing what you desire, and knowing that it still takes time. You're still building, you're still growing, you're still gaining this understanding. And as you do so, you're balancing. You're finding your balance. And you're seeing your gifts. And you're seeing even if you want to take this gift. For some, you might be so overwhelmed that it doesn't look like a gift at all. It looks like a curse. It looks like one more thing to have to handle. And then we have the Strength card. The Strength card is strength through kindness. There's also a beautiful radiance to you of getting what you need to make you stronger. Now, when I say getting what you need to make you stronger, I laugh because it's also being tested. It is also our souls, our very selves being made stronger, which can be things being thrown in our path that we think, oh wow, thanks a lot, world. I did not need this right now. So you might be tested by a Leo energy. I mean, seriously, or the time frame, July 23rd to August 22nd, might be a very trying time for you as you call upon your strength of kindness, determination, and abundance. Because also, what's coming to you is exactly what you need. There's a radiance to you. It's almost like you're a magnet. And you are getting exactly what you need to attract to you, to make you the person that you want to be in this life. And it can be absolutely beautiful. And at other times, you can find yourself falling to your knees and being like, what the heck is going on here? Do not forget your kindness. Because here, the only reason why this lion doesn't absolutely tear her up is because he loves her. Because if this lion wanted to, he could turn on her on a dime. And things get really nasty really fast. This is eternal kindness. And it grows from her. She's surrounded by love. She has roses growing up from her. Passion, love, beauty. Knight of Wands. This is what you're heading towards. You have the open Ouroboros right here, which is the serpent eating his tail. And with the open Ouroboros, it's like, I have not completed my knowledge. I am not. You can look at it as, you might see it as a negative thing, where I'm not eating myself, right? But the world is always eating itself. Always consuming to become, always consuming to become, always consuming to become. What is dirt? You know, what are we doing? We're always consuming to become. That is just what life is. And so here, you don't have that completion yet. He's still looking for it. He's still looking for what he desires, for where he wants to be. There's a passion, there's a vigor, there's a hope, there's this drive of justice, this drive of truth to lead you forward to what you desire, to what you want. And as you're led forward, you're looking at your passion. You're looking at your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations, your intuition. And as you look at it, you're embracing what you need, what you desire, the truth of yourself, you know, what you stand for, what you want to stand for. And it has you looking at the world and holding the world in a very different way. It's like, okay, things are real. And again, this can be showed to you by, this could be a fire sign energy, all right? I'm seeing somebody up to the age of 45. You know, it's kind of like 18 to 45. And it's interesting because usually I see the knights up to 35, but I'm seeing somebody here up to the age of 45. It's like, okay. And it is somebody who is astoundingly passionate. It can be somebody who you actually find a bit hot-headed and who kind of sees things rather differently than you do, because you see things, and you see your logic, you see your passion, you see your desire. And it comes from a place of water, right? It comes from a place of emotions and things running deep. And fire and water, fire makes water evaporate, water puts out fire. So sometimes you have a very hard time seeing where fire sign energy comes from, because you're like, listen, we're just very different people. But you're actually going to find that, yes, you find this fire sign energy hard to understand, but you're very drawn to them. There's a curiosity to you. If this is romantic, okay, if you're sitting there and going, oh wow, I know this person, this is romantically, we're totally drawn to each other, there's something where I feel like this is my twin flame, I feel like this is my person, okay? Go forward carefully, because it's almost like this person is a mystery, and you just really want to figure out the mystery. You just really want to find out the answers. But it may not be the person who truly lights your path on fire, who truly lets you shine. All right? There is somebody who comes forward, who lets your passion shine, who embraces you. But they have to look at your world. They have to be able to see your world. And if your world to them is a confusion, if your world to them is something that they're not really that interested in, they don't ask you questions about, they're not curious about it, they're not trying to understand, okay? Then this is somebody you have to or they kind of ask you questions, but they're not really interested, okay? This is somebody to be careful of. Yeah, definitely. There's somebody around you, and it can be somebody who seems totally interested in you, but their world and your world, very different. Okay? So just be mindful of this. There's somebody here, Scorpio, that you need to be mindful of, because they're going to be moving in a direction towards their goals, not towards yours. But there's somebody here also who is beautiful in their compassion, in their understanding, in their brilliance of you. And they don't need to defend it. They're not seeking out justice in their life. It's like they're contented. They're sitting on their thrones. They know. And they have this power. They have this thing where you sit there and you're like, but you just get drawn into them. There's just a beauty to them in their silence, in their understanding, in the way they look at the world, that you are like, yeah, that person's special. And you'll know, Scorpio, because with your determination, you are going against the grain. You really are. And you need to follow your gut. You need to follow your gut and what your gut is saying, and listen to yourself and listen to the beauty that is around you. Your subconscious message for this time is the Five of Cups. Change your mind, change your life. Change your mind, change what you are focusing on, and you will see that you discover the Two of Cups right here, the Minor Arcana Lover's card. You turn around and you see that what you love has been behind you all the time. Claim it. Things fall apart. That's life. Things fall apart. People fail us. We fail people. I mean, that's how life is. And you might sit there and say, oh, that's so negative. It is. It is negative to say that. But it is also truthful. Sometimes where we are in a moment is not where we're going to be. Well, no. Where we are in a moment is not going to be where we are for the rest of our lives. And sometimes we just don't do things well. Sometimes we drop the ball, somebody else drops the ball. We're looking at things and it's hurt and it's pain. And life builds up hurts and pains, and it can cripple us. Stop. Change your mind. Change what you are focusing on. Look at the positive. Look for the positive. Look for the love. Look for the beauty. And let that be your guide forward. Do not let it be naivety or disillusionment or illusions that are leading you down a path that is wrong. It's real. There is something very real where you turn towards love. And you sit there and say, this is my path. And you will also find that if you truly turn towards love, embracing of your emotional self, looking at your heart, having that conversation with your emotions and your mind to move you forward in passion and power, you're unstoppable. You're unstoppable. And the negative people, they'll just walk away. You don't have time for them. You don't. Your subconscious chakra message is universal light. This is the star's soul chakra, located 6 inches above your crown. This is the light, the beauty, and the prosperity of humanity shining down on you. This is the light of the universe, the light of creation. And this is being connected to something bigger. You feel it. It's part of the gift that you've waited so long to come. And it's part of the strength that guides you forward. Your subconscious spirit animal message is the giraffe. See the big picture. Look at the big picture. Look at the bigger truth. Because there's more to this than meets the eye. And you know it. You know it. Keep your eye on the goal. Keep your eye on what you truly want. And you're getting there. You are definitely getting there. All right, Scorpio. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Bye.